Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the One Pot Wonder class. Today is December 15th, and it is session 3 of class 4. Before we get started, I'd like to take a few minutes just to thank our sponsors and our volunteers. The Lethbridge Foundation has been so generous to us in helping us to provide this program to you, and a big shout out to thank them for all their support. The food center and the new food center in Pincher Creek have also been very supportive, and they are providing your eggs and milk, your coupons that you get. They've been providing that for us each week, along with any of the other supplies that they may have on hand. So a very big thank you to them. And just to let you know that if you want to use your coupons, your previous coupons, it would be great if you could get those into the co-op to utilize those. And from this point forward, we're going to actually put the milk and eggs into your bags each week, so you don't have to deal with the coupons anymore. And so in saying that, a great big thank you to the co-op as well for their support, because each week we put our list of ingredients that we need to have for each class, and they graciously pull everything together for us, so we just need to go in and pick it up and get our bags ready. So a big thank you to Kane and to all the staff for their support. We'd also like to thank Piconee Child and Family Services for their volunteers that have come out each week to help us fill our bags and to support our program. So we thank you kindly very much. And to Kayla Eckstein, I said it right, for being behind the camera and putting up with me every week. We'd also like to thank the Creekside Community Church for donating their kitchen to us each week, and a big thank you to the members. And also, last but not least, is the Nappy Friendship Association for making this all happen for us. So thank you all very much. So another thing I'd like to just remind you is that this is our last class before Christmas. So we will not have a class December 22nd or the 29th. We're going to be returning back to our class on January 5th. So for this group, you guys are going to have 2 more classes after this one, and then this group will kind of be completed in our program. But the other thing we want to make sure that you're aware of, if you have not registered for a hamper for Christmas, please do so. You can call in to Nappy at 403-627-4224 and get yourself registered for a Christmas hamper that is being sponsored by our community. If you can pick up, that would be greatly appreciated. If not, we will certainly make arrangements for it to be delivered, but prefer to have pickup. Also keep in mind, put on your calendar for December 29th, Nappy is doing a stew and fry bread with a bingo day. So that is free to you. So I really strongly recommend that you get yourself registered, because the stew, fry bread, and your bingo cards need to be pickup. We will not be delivering. So that may be something that you'd like to do kind of in lieu of our One Pot Wonder Day. And through the holidays, if you're unable to access the food center, if you call into the Nappy Association to the number, the 627-4224, possibly there could be someone available that may be able to give you some resources to access some additional foods. And that being said, let's get our cooking started. So today's class, we are cooking fried rice with vegetables. So it's kind of a one pot wonder. and we're going to get ourselves started because the rice is going to take a little bit of time to get cooked. So hang on, we'll get to the stove and we'll meet you over there. Okay, so we're going to start the preparation for the rice, and we're using a basmati rice, and so it's not like the minute rice. It takes a little bit extra time. So you need to use 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. And prior to putting your rice into your pot, you need to add a little bit of oil. And the reason you add the oil is so that it doesn't get sticky. So you're gonna add your oil and you're gonna add salt. Salt is really important when you're cooking rice because it helps to take the starch out. And so we're gonna, just 2 seconds, I need a spoon. So we're gonna add our rice in, and then it's gonna take about a good 20 minutes to cook your rice. So kind of do it in advance if you can, because this recipe is it's preferred that you actually have your rice cold. Unfortunately, for demonstration purposes, we won't have it cold. If you're wanting to cook it immediately, you can. The only difference is that with the fried rice, it will be a little sticky. You know, the oil definitely helps, and so does the salt to take out that kind of starchy taste. But just monitor it, and you could just rinse it with cold water and just throw it in your fridge for 15 minutes or so, and then it'll be fine. So we're gonna let this cook, and we'll be back. Okay, so while we have the rice on cooking, I'm going to I've chopped up the chicken. I haven't done it in very small pieces because we want it. We've got quite a bit of chicken, so we're just doing it in sizes about, I don't know, cube sizes. And so I've added a little bit of garlic and a little bit of salt and pepper, and we're just gonna cook this chicken ahead of time, because you don't want to put your raw chicken into your rice. You want to cook it separate and then add it in later. So we are now going to let the chicken cook. So the chicken is now cooked, as you can see, and you'll see that there's some actual juices that are still on it. So it's really important that you take that juice off, because you don't want liquidy rice. So I'm going to turn this off and take it off the element for the time being. And then I've done some eggs. This recipe is calling for, I'm doing 10 servings, so it's calling for 6 eggs. So we're going to put the egg in to cook, and you can use a spatula or a big wooden spoon or whatever you have, and just kind of cook it like you would scrambled eggs. And then you want to just chop it up into small pieces. You don't want it big and clumpy. And so this will go into the rice once we start to put all the ingredients together. So you are needing a minimum of 3 pots while you do this process. It does make into 1 pot wonder. Okay, so I just want to show you how the rice comes out. So it should be just kind of mostly separated and just not really clumpy, no water, no mushiness. So from this point, we're going to add our chicken that we cooked before and our eggs that we cooked. And so we'll just put into the rice. And your vegetables that you have, your frozen vegetables. You don't need to pre-cook these in water. You can put them in frozen into your rice. And we'll put these in as well. and just give it a stir so that it's throughout your rice. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a big flat pan, so we are using the One Pot Wonder pot, which is fine. If you like your rice a little bit more crunchy with kind of fried, you can certainly do so. And that's just pretty much doing it into like a cast iron pan or any kind of a fry pan you have, on a much smaller scale than this, of course. And you can just add some oil into the base and just let it sizzle away, and it'll crisp right up on the bottom, and just give it a stir occasionally. For today's demonstration, we're not making crunchy fried rice, but some people like it. And so now we need to put in our onions. And the green onions, excuse me. So we'll just stir that in as well. I think I might add a few more in, but I will add that in a few minutes. And so now you have your soy sauce, the China Lily, and you also have some sesame seed oil in your package as well. And so we need both of those. Now, something you don't have in your package is, it's called a Chinese 5-spice. It's very common for Chinese meals. People use it quite a bit. Unfortunately, we weren't able to access this today for you. But if you were wanting this, it has like the ginger, I can't read this very well.
Clove.
Yes, it has ginger and clove,
Cinnamon.
licorice root. It's quite nice. It's very common. Anyway, you can add that and you can get this at the Co-op. They just did not have any today at all. So we're gonna add some of this Chinese spice in today. Maybe not by a sprinkle. We'll do it this way. Why is it doing that? So you're gonna add about a teaspoon of the Chinese 5-spice, and you're going to add a couple of tablespoons of your sesame seed oil, and you can just put it around. And you can add more to your own flavors. I'm gonna add just a touch more of this. And the same for your soy sauce. You can adjust this to your own flavor as well. Some people like lots, others don't like too much at all. So we're going to do the same for this. And I think we'll add about 3 tablespoons to start. We may need a little bit more. And we're gonna let this cook again, but we're gonna just put it on simmer just to blend some of the flavors in. And I think we will add a little more soy sauce and a little more, actually a little more of each. So once you have all of your ingredients together, just like I said, just put it on minimum and just let it simmer for about, a good 10 minutes. And then it's like a bon appetit. It's very easy. Takes a little bit of time to prepare, but it's worth it. And I'm just gonna put a little more of the Chinese spice in. Now, if you don't have that Chinese spice, you could add ginger. You could add ginger, so you could add more onions to give it extra flavor. And we'll be back. Okay, so we're at the end of our cooking class today, and this is the end result. And I just wanted to say, if you're wanting to put more soy sauce or sesame seed oil or salt and pepper, sriracha sauce to make it spicy, you can do so. You don't necessarily have to use chicken either. You could use shrimp. You don't need any meat in it at all. And don't forget your Chinese 5 spice. It's certainly adds that extra flavor to it. And unfortunately, we didn't have it today for you. The suppliers didn't have enough for us. So you can purchase it at the co-op, and it definitely adds a nice flavor. So until we see you January 5th, take care. Have a beautiful Christmas, a Merry Christmas from Napi Friendship Association to all of your families, and take care and stay safe.